Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, let us see if we can touch some buttons today. You are lazy. You are complacent. You do not want to work hard. You do not have the incentive to work hard, and you don't even know how to work hard. What happened to you? You used to have such huge monument dreams of how you were going to conquer the world, how you was going to stake your claim, how you were going to make yourself a man or a woman of substance. What happened to you, ladies and gentlemen? Obviously, I'm in bully mode today. This is my story, as well as your story, as well as a lot of people that are living in a developed Western society. We have become lazy, we have become complacent, and that's why we see the immigrants come in, and they come with the immigrant hustle and accomplish a lot. So for myself, I remember very vividly in 1998 when I moved to Canada. Even though I was dropped in the middle of nowhere at a place called Saskatoon, Saskatchewan, I came with a hungry, raw zeal, passion, and desire to attain the pinnacle of success, to climb up the ladder of success, elevator style. But somewhere down the road, I became complacent. I started riding with the ordinary instead of being extraordinary. Translation, ladies and gentlemen, I became lazy. I lost my hustle. My name is Mario Pedro Gould. You are now tuned into the Alpha Success Television Network, and the topic of discussion today is hustle like a Chinese, work hard like a Chinese, go for your dream like a Chinese. I'm out here in by the poolside in the Shanghai Westin Hotel in China, here on an international business tour, and I spent the last week in Beijing, this week in Shanghai, next week in Hong Kong. And one of the objectives of my expedition here to China was to get the answer to one big question which I had is, why do the Chinese work so hard? Why do they work so hard? And how can I learn to embody this immigrant hustle once again that I used to have when I came from Africa at the age of 18. So to discover this answer, I came across three very valuable experiences that I believe will have a slight transformative shift in how you look at things, and will inspire you to go for yours. So let's go. Time is of the essence. Number one, I met a gentleman by the name of Rong Zhuo at the Beijing Institute of Technology. He was attending a lecture, and he's an aspiring MBA student. So me and him connected, and we went and had supper. And over supper, I asked him, what is your purpose? What is it that you want to do? What do you want to accomplish? And he told me that he used to work for HP. As a systems engineer, he just lost a job, and now he's aspiring to get into the MBA program. But it's very difficult to get in because there's over 6,000 students applying to the same university, and he has to differentiate himself by working extremely hard, and it costs a lot of money. So every single day he puts on the same clothes, he eats the same food, and he saves every single dollar, and he works extremely hard. So he told me that two of his main goals, other than going to the MBA, is to buy himself a home. And I was like, wow. He said it takes about 20, 30 years just to get enough money to buy a home in China, and that is the ultimate dream. And the next dream is to bring your parents from the village to the city, because when you do that, you're a man. You know what I'm saying? You have accomplished something. When you buy a home, you're a man. You've accomplished something, so you can get the woman. So he's got some very tangent reasons to work very hard. Well, we in Canada or the US, we're very comfortable. We are very comfortable. Our back is not against the wall. Great lesson there, and this was just the first week. Little did I know that I was in for a gazillion lessons. Unfortunately, I only got 10 minutes to share with you the remaining 2. The second lesson was I went out to have dinner in a town called Uxi. It's a small town, 7 million people, small town. And I went to a restaurant in the hood because I wanted to get real Chinese food. And nobody speak English. And the waiter came to me, and it was hard communicating because I'm a vegan. But somehow, somewhere, we found a way to communicate, and they started feeding me, peanuts, potatoes, kale, rice. They filled up my table. The service was good. Everybody was smiling. Happy you're here, happy you're here, happy you're here. Woo! It felt good, man. I felt like royalty, but they treated me so well, and in 90 minutes I was fed. And I haven't had that level of service even in the West, and I was very impressed. My bill came. My bill was 60 renminbi yuan, which is the equivalent of about $10 for mega fist. And I decided to give the kid that was serving me Hanjin a tip, and Hanjin said no. He said no tip. He works very hard. He brings value into the marketplace. They have an ethic of service and then getting remunerated for the service that they provide. Where the fuck did this entitlement philosophy come from in Canada, whereby people expect a tip even when they give you poor service? Step your hustle up, work hard, and get paid for your hard work. The last example is every time I'll be coming back to my hotel in the evening, I always meet this gentleman outside, well dressed. Turns out to be 23 years old. He says his name is Great Wall. Okay, that's how people think about themselves. They think that they're big, Great Wall, like the Great Wall of China, which I just climbed. And when I'm walking in, he always comes to me and says, "You want massage? You want?" He's trying to tell me that don't want sex, like he wants to bring me some woman to have sex with, and I tell him no, I'm not interested in that. The first time I just brush him off. The next day I come, he stops me again. He says, "You want sex? You want sex?" And I said no. Yesterday again, I'm coming in and I see the kid. Behold, he comes with $1 million smile. "You want sex?" I go, "Beautiful women, all type of women." And I was like, "No, I don't want sex, but tell me, how much do you earn?" And he tells me that for every woman that he gives a tourist, he charges 300, which he gives to his boss, 300 yuan, and he makes 50 yuan. So I took out 100 yuan and I said, "There you go, that's your money for the evening." And then I started asking him questions about, like, I didn't want a woman, I was just giving him money, telling him that's your money for the evening, take it easy. So I asked him questions about his life, and he tells me he works from 8 p.m. to 2 a.m. and for every woman that he gets, he makes 50 yuan renminbi, which is the equivalent of I think it's about 50 divided by 6. It's about $5 or $6 or something like that. Forgive me if I'm wrong. The exchange rate is 1 to 6, 1 Canadian to 6 yuan. And he shocked me, even though he's doing something negative. He stands out there for 6 hours, and every time to sell a woman, he makes $6 to $10 or something like that. And I was amazed by his hustle, by his hard work. And he does that every day. He's been doing it for like 3 years. Now, granted, he's doing something negative, but the moral of the story is the hard work. So, my investigation led me to the conclusion that the Chinese people work very hard because the population is very huge, and therefore the competition is very stiff, whether it is in the sex trade or trying to get customers into a restaurant or trying to get into the university. And it had me thinking that in the West we're taking things for granted, and that's why people are actually losing jobs with these immigrants coming into the West and working very hard. So my encouragement to you is to go back and have the big dreams. Call yourself a big name like this gentleman, the Great Wall. Dream big one more time, work hard one more time, be inspired and go for your goals a little bit harder than you have been before this video. Ladies and gentlemen, Mario Pedro Gold Alpha Success Television Network encourage you to hustle like a Chinese.